Chapter 2. A Fresh Beginning. It was a regular Thursday afternoon filled with meetings and client lunches. When it was finally over, I arrived at the inn that I was staying at, where I was greeted by a group of college girlfriends who had come to surprise me with a night out and drinks. I knew their intentions were good, but what happened between Jacob and I before arriving at the airport had mentally drained me. I was ready for a hot shower followed by cozily lounging in my motel bed, while watching reruns of Fixer Upper and ordering room service. After several pleas and inspirational speeches of how I can't pass an opportunity to explore our old stomping grounds, after so many years of being abroad in California, I finally gave in and they helped me get ready for a night out. We laughed and reminisced on stories from our past while exploring the brightly lit streets of New York City. It was just as dazzling as I remembered it was, all the people, and the presence of every culture, wandering the paths of the city, mingled together like an assorted box of chocolates a man would give to his lover after an argument, or on the day they fell in love as a reminder of the sweetness of their love shared between two who have sworn to be as one. Two individuals who have promised themselves to the other, not only with words but through a physical connection. Or that's what others would expect at least. To me, love is a word that can be described, an emotion that isn't hard to define, and a visual that has been reserved for the blind. With this truth I promised myself I would not waste my time on something impossible to find. I came from my thoughts and stared up at the lights that filled the place of the stars in the night sky, and shook them from my head, and continued walking and enjoying the evening with my girls as we wandered the sleepless city of angels. Before long we made our way around to a packed bar that was loud and slightly overwhelming. Yet this is where I ran into a man who captured my attention with his sincere smile and hopeless eyes. He filled me with a desire to discover who he really was. His name was Michael, and we sat at the bar talking and laughing the night away, and for just a moment he freed me from the trap that has become my mind. He treated me to coffee and a romantic dinner, filled with touching memories and sensational feelings that I believed didn't exist. He was warm, understanding, patient yet bold and confident, everything I thought a man couldn't be. On my final night in the city we returned to my room where his gentle touch sent surges of electricity to every neuron that created my very being. The love we made was of the most memorable I have ever experienced, yet when we finished and we laid with one another, I couldn't help but find myself wishing that this had been at another time, in another place, where I was ready to forget my past and move into another future, that he made me feel was going to be amazing. I slowly ran my finger across his chest, up to his neck, and slid my fingers into his curly hair, twisting my index finger and trapping a small lock within my grip, savoring the moment. In this moment I knew he loved me. I knew he had fallen so deeply infatuated with what we have shared over this last week, and part of me did too. I'm not sure on why I didn't want this to be true, but I knew in my heart that what this was, could not be. Not because it was not what I wanted. Believe me, I wanted it more than anything I have ever wanted. I wasn't thinking that what this feeling was as wrong, but in this moment, it was not right, and after this when I return home, I would face my life and take control on my terms, in my way, in my time. The next morning, he hailed a taxi for the two of us to share so he could accompany me to the airport. I knew in my mind that this wasn't a goodbye but a short farewell until we could meet again, and maybe next time it could be right. Without the slightest bit of wrong. We shared a long embrace, with an even longer electrifying kiss, that made me wish even more that we did not have to part ways, but also readied me for the next chapter in my life. He interlocked his fingers with mine, and though I could not hear the words leave his mouth I knew what he wanted to say, and I stopped him by placing my index finger on his lips, gesturing for him to save it for the day I returned, and we could say them together, or so I hoped we would. At this time, over the intercom a voice called my boarding number and our hands broke free and I turned to board the plane, walking with confidence toward a new beginning.